Hello everybody, welcome to Cosmic Waves Tarot. Today we have another community question video. We had someone comment 2 questions, both very short questions, so I'm going to read them together. Their first question is my instinct and intuition correct in the new house? So that's very interesting. Clearly they have moved recently and they're wondering if their intuition on something is correct. And the other question is, are they using me? Definitely one to find out. So I'm just shuffling the tarot now and asking for some insight on these questions. I'm going to start with the first one. Is this person's intuition and insight correct in the new house? So I'm going to draw 3 cards for this one. Let's see. Just take the top ones here. We have the Page of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Empress. Right away, I can say, yes, your intuition and instinct is correct. And I say that because we have the High Priestess, who is the card that symbolizes the most intuition, instinct, kind of the hidden world that you can't see. But this is absolutely exactly what the priestess represents. I'm going to start with this Page of Pentacles here. This is very interesting that you said you are in a new home, because pentacles represent the material world. So your home, your health, your finances. And the page is someone who has set off on a new adventure, and maybe they don't know as much, but they are very eager to learn and have a lot of energy to give. So I'm guessing that this is you in your new home. You're probably getting to know your new home, maybe taking on some new responsibilities related to this area of your life, trying to pour a lot of love and creativity into this space is probably very important at this time. And so I absolutely see this Page of Pentacles coming in with a very positive energy and definitely wanting to grow in this area of the home and the material physical realm. And when you ask if your intuition is correct, the High Priestess says yes. Whenever the High Priestess does come up in a reading, she encourages more of that kind of intuition, that deep thinking about your dreams perhaps, and kind of listening for that quiet insight that can come from within. If the High Priestess does come up, it either means that you are already very in tune with this, or that you need to pay more attention to this part of your life. But I'm guessing that if you're asking this question, if your intuition is correct, it's because you are already very in tune with your intuition, and so you're trying to make sure that what your intuition is saying is actually true. The High Priestess has so much symbolism of this kind of inner world, the secret knowledge. She has this moon, which in the tarot symbolizes hidden nature. And she has these pomegranates behind her, which are a symbolism of the underworld and hidden things. She also has this book in her hands, symbolizing knowledge. These pillars as well kind of demonstrate that. And so really, when I read about someone's intuition, I'm looking for a card like the High Priestess, because it is such a strong symbol that yes, your intuition is correct. Of course, we're not sure what this querent is asking about specifically, but if you're getting a message from your intuition, the High Priestess affirms that it is true, and you can listen to that. Finally, to round things out, we have the Empress, who is a really wonderful and sweet card to balance out this reading. The Empress represents fertility, creativity, and nurturing. So maybe there's something that you are trying to bring into the world, or something that you are trying to create. If that's the case, then the Empress is definitely a wonderful card to see come up for this reading. Even if you don't have a project or even some new life that you're trying to bring into the world, the Empress is still a wonderful ally in terms of tapping into that very nurturing and very kind of caring side of ourselves. The Empress encourages us to lay back and enjoy all the sensual and physical pleasures of life. She's clearly relaxing here, crowned with her beautiful flowers. She's very in tune with her physical self and also very strong in her emotional nature. So whether you feel glad that your intuition is correct, or maybe it confirms some of your fears, I would encourage you to embrace the energy of both the Empress and the Page of Pentacles, pouring a lot of energy and creativity into this physical realm, and also enjoying kind of the fruits of this labor and leaning into the nurturing energy of the Empress. But in conclusion, if you're wondering that your intuition is correct, I can tell you definitely yes. The High Priestess comes through loud and clear for that. But I think this is a positive thing given how positive and wonderful these two supporting cards are as well. So I hope this is good news for you. If it is the case, congratulations. And I also hope that the new house has been working out very well for you. That's a really exciting move. So now let's move on to the second question. I'm going to put these cards to the side and bring my deck back out. So the second question you will recall is, are they using me? So I'm just shuffling now, asking the tarot for some insight on this question. Is this querent being used by someone else? We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. So I'm not getting a super strong indication that you are being used. However, it does look like you have a need for some breakthroughs, and perhaps there's some work to be done regarding your relationship with this person. I'll start with this Seven of Pentacles. Again, because pentacles correspond to the physical realm, health, finances, your home, things that you can touch and feel. This card corresponds to hard work and labor. This individual has planted these pentacles and they're not ready for harvest yet, and it's taking some time and a lot of effort to develop them. So you can see he's leaning on his staff here, looking a little bit tired, Like maybe he wants to get this over with, he just wishes everything were ready for harvest, but it's not quite ready yet. So maybe you feel that you've put a lot of energy into this friendship, or maybe even a lot of resources, whether that's material, financial, or otherwise. But you're not fully seeing the return that maybe you were expecting or hoping for. And this card says that's okay. Sometimes things do take time to mature. Maybe this person isn't ready to open up to you in the way that you want yet. But this card does encourage you to keep working, keep investing that time and energy, and you will soon hopefully see the fruits of this labor. Also, we have two aces, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Typically, aces correspond to a breakthrough or a great potential in that area. So if you're wondering if this person is using you, I don't think so, because you seem to have a breakthrough or a lot of potential coming through in these areas, which doesn't often correspond to someone extracting energy and time from you. The Pentacles, of course, given that they are related to finances and health and your home, the Ace signifies a new opportunity in these areas, perhaps a new job, perhaps a different income stream. You mentioned you are in a new home, so something related to that is certainly possible. And this card does not have that kind of extractive, hostile energy that I would be looking for when reading for this type of question. So in fact, maybe this relationship is going to either bring you some new opportunities and a breakthrough in this area, or it might get you to think in a different way about your resources and kind of have your own internal breakthrough in how you manage your money, your health, how you care for your home, things of that nature. So I don't see this as being a negative card. Very similarly with the Ace of Swords, swords in the tarot correspond to logic, to thinking, to the very analytical mind, intelligence, writing and kind of math, school, things of that nature. So when the Ace comes up in this area, we're expecting a breakthrough in terms of how you think about things. Maybe you get some insight on something you were trying to write or create or innovate. Maybe you have just some new insight in how you think about things, whether that is, your own relationship to this person or some factor about how you see them. This could also correspond to how you see yourself, how you're thinking about this relationship in general. Again, the Ace is a pretty positive indicator. It shows that there's some growth to come. It shows that there's new energy being poured into this area of your life. And so hopefully this is not a stressful situation that continues to weigh on you. Swords can be a very difficult card to come up in the tarot. The whole suite of swords has a lot of more difficult energy, things that I would expect to come up more for this type of question. But for the Ace, I don't see that. I see, again, a very positive indicator. It looks like you are going to think about things in a new way. Perhaps this relationship can help you do that, or perhaps it will just help you with setting some of those boundaries and thinking about how you want to relate to other people. Also, I will note the absence of a water card or a Cups card in this reading. Cups correspond to relationships, to emotions. So I would expect maybe kind of a more difficult Cups card to come up when asking if someone is using this querent. However, because I'm not seeing that, and I'm not seeing any major arcana that would indicate that type of energy, I really don't think that this person is using you. They might be challenging you to think in different ways, or they might be demanding a lot of effort from you. But I don't think that this is a nefarious energy. But it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Of course, the tarot is picking up on the energies as they exist right now and the possibilities in the near future. But people can certainly change and situations can change. So if it's something you're worried about, it's definitely one to keep an eye on. So this concludes our community questions for today. Thank you so much to the person who commented. I love to see your comments and I love to read for you all. So please do keep the comments coming. Also, please subscribe so that you never miss a reading and that you can follow along and participate in this wonderful growing community that we have. Thank you again. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and always watch out for that type of energy, wondering if you're being used. I hope that is not the case, and I hope everyone stays strong in their boundaries and healthy in their relationships. Thank you again. Have a great day.